Troy, myth or reality? Welcome to FM channel, where we unravel mysteries in just a few minutes. Today, we're diving into one of history's most enduring questions. Was the legendary city of Troy real, or just a myth? The myth. Most of us know the story. A beautiful queen, a wooden horse, and a 10-year war. But let's recap quickly. The Greek poet Homer told of a great war between the Greeks and the city of Troy, sparked by the kidnapping of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world. After a decade-long siege, the Greeks finally conquered Troy using a clever trick, the famous Trojan horse. Historical context, but was this just a fantastic tale, or could it be based on real events? To answer this, we need to look at the historical context. Map of the Bronze Age Mediterranean. The story of Troy is set in the late Bronze Age, around 1200 BCE. This was a time of powerful civilizations, international trade, and frequent conflicts. The location described for Troy, near the Dardanelles in modern-day Turkey, was strategically crucial for controlling trade between the Aegean Sea and the Black Sea. The search begins. For centuries, Troy was considered purely mythical, but in the 19th century, one man decided to prove everyone wrong. Enter Heinrich Schliemann, a wealthy German businessman with a passion for Homer. In 1870, Schliemann began excavations at Hisarlik in Turkey, a site previously identified as a possible location for Troy. Schliemann's excavations were groundbreaking, but controversial. He uncovered multiple layers of ancient cities, one built atop another. In one layer, he found charred ruins, weapons, and a great treasure of gold, which he dramatically dubbed Priam's treasure after the Trojan king. Schliemann declared he had found Homer's Troy, but his methods were questionable by modern standards. He damaged many artifacts and layers in his haste, and even smuggled the treasure out of Turkey. Modern archaeology. Today, archaeologists continue to excavate at Hisarlik, using much more sophisticated methods. They've identified at least 10 different cities built on top of each other, spanning over 4,000 years. The layer most likely to correspond to Homer's Troy is called Troy VIIa, dated to around 1180 BCE. This city shows signs of destruction by war and fire, roughly matching the time frame of the mythical Trojan War. But it's much smaller than the grand city described by Homer. Scientific methods. Modern archaeologists use a variety of scientific techniques to study Troy. Carbon dating to determine the age of organic materials. DNA analysis of human remains to understand the population. Geological surveys to map the ancient landscape. Chemical analysis of pottery to trace trade routes. These methods have revealed that Troy was indeed a significant Bronze Age city, with strong walls and impressive architecture. It had trade connections spanning from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean. The debate continues. Despite all this evidence, debates continue. Was there really a Trojan War as Homer described it? Some scholars argue that Homer's story was inspired by real conflicts over trade control. Others suggest it's a poetic blend of many different wars and myths. So, was Troy real? The answer is complicated. There was certainly a real Bronze Age city where Homer placed Troy, and it was destroyed around the right time. But the epic tale of gods and heroes we know is clearly more legend than history. What's certain is that the myth of Troy has captured imaginations for thousands of years, inspiring not just poets and artists, but archaeologists and historians to keep digging for the truth. This has been FM Channel, unraveling mysteries in just a few minutes. Remember, sometimes the search for truth is just as fascinating as the legends. Until next time.